I want to move on straight away today because there's a warning as €10,000 was drained from a Galway resident's Revolut account in a security breach. We're joined in studio by Paul Anthony Walsh, who's the founder of Adhere Digital. Paul, first of all, just tell us a bit about yourself before we get into the horrible situation you had to endure over the past few days.
Good morning, John, and good morning to all your listeners, and thank you very much for having me on. I do really appreciate it. I feel like dealing with Revolut has been a bit of a scenario where I feel like I'm banging my head a little bit off the wall, so thank you for highlighting this. So my background is I'm an owner of a tech agency. So that helps us scale businesses online using advanced digital techniques in web, software, marketing and AI. So I'm providing you with that context simply because I think it's important to note, irregardless of how comfortable you are with technology, when it comes to cybercrime attacks, especially in 2025, I think anyone is pretty much exposed. So it's getting more advanced, and especially in my case, it seems to be quite an advanced one as well.
This happened nearly a month ago. Tell us what happened.
So, yeah, I was in Galway City grabbing a coffee and went to tap my phone as I normally do, and it said insufficient funds. Now, I knew there was money in that account, so I was quite puzzled. When after leaving the coffee shop, I checked my account and could see that the day previously, on the September the 11th, that there was multiple transactions, 6 successful, over 11 unsuccessful on my account to businesses and organizations that I didn't recognize. So my details were using unauthorized online transactions in cryptocurrency exchanges in London called Kraken, online retailers in Spain, and there was also attempted point of sale transactions. That's where someone was trying to pay for something in person. So someone in Alicante was trying to pay for a meal of €147, and that was declined in person at around 2:00. So the reason it was declined, because at this stage they had already cleaned out the guts of 10,000, and they continued the following day to make more and more purchases. So both highly unusual. So online transactions were taken out of my account. In-person transactions were attempted, yet alarmingly none of the two-factor authentication, or what's called an OTP, one-time password, was sent to my phone. So no in-app notifications, no emails, no SMS, no nothing. So under 6 minutes, you had about 10,000 taken out. So a huge amount in a rapid space of time.
Do you have any idea how this occurred?
I don't. I've no idea. It does seem like this user or the hacker was in Spain. I was in Ireland the whole time. I haven't been in Spain since May of this year, so quite a long time ago. Now, Revolut have come out with a statement saying, look, they rejected my disputes, citing that because the payments were made through a digital wallet, they could not be regarded as unauthorized, and that the card scheme rules did not allow chargebacks. So my device has never been lost or stolen. I've also never shared my OTP or one-time password. It would be ridiculous if I was to share my password 11 times in 11 different transactions in under 6 minutes. That is just absurd. And the fact that Revolut, that's their main argument. They're like, you must have shared your OTP. We're not going to cover this. And they've kind of washed their hands of the case completely. What's more worrying, John, I've also got a Revolut business account with 15 employees that rely on me to pay their wages and salaries. This happened in my personal account. If this was to happen to my business account, it's not just my livelihood, it's the livelihood of all my team and employees that would also be at risk here. So extremely worrying. If anyone has ever dealt with Revolut support, they will understand that you are really bashing your head off a wall. They send you round and round in circles. It's automated, it's robots. You're not ever getting to talk to a real person. And it's quite frustrating, and there doesn't ever seem to be someone you can actually speak to. They've all been, like I said, declined. They're not standing overs, and I'm just trying to raise awareness of it. I think a few days ago I put a post on LinkedIn. It's now got 30,000 views. I've over 150 comments. My phone has been inundated with text messages, voice notes, phone calls of people facing a similar situation. And, I've got people saying, this happened to my wife, they took 500 quid. I've been trying for 3 months to chase it down and it never gets back. And at some stage it becomes almost pointless, because I think kind of Revolut just want you to wear you down, and this keeps sending you around in circles, and hopefully that you'll just give up. And people's time is precious, and they will eventually give up, and there is no recourse for Revolut.
Time is precious, but so is money, and nearly 10,000. That's a lot of money to lose.
It's a huge amount. And look, in hindsight, for me personally, I've been trying to save for a mortgage, right? So I have speaking to a mortgage broker a year ago, and he just said, just make sure you're showing the banks that you can be building up money continuously without taking any money out of the account. And I guess that's what I've been doing. And I suppose that's where, I maybe made the mistake as well. I just wanted to show that, there's regular money going to the account and I'm not taking anything out. So, yeah, very, very disappointing. And I have contacted the financial ombudsman. Our Garda Síochána have been great. Also, the Irish Central Bank, I've also contacted them, but they're reliant on more information from Revolut, which they've been very slow to provide. They're saying, I shared my OTP, my one-time password. However, for me to do payments normally, I have to log into my Revolut account. I use biometrics, so I put in a passcode. It also takes facial recognition to log into my account to make payments. And they're saying I've done this on 11 occasions. So quite frustrating. They won't stand over it, and there's really nowhere else to help when it comes to things like this. And that's quite a worry of using Revolut. I feel like it's more of a SaaS company than it is a bank, and it doesn't seem to be falling under the same laws as your AIBs, your Bank of Ireland's, and your typical banks who do stand over you in times of fraud and hacks.
We have reached out to Revolut for comment on this matter. They're yet to come back to us. But personally, Paul, how have you coped over the past month?
It's been difficult. It's been very, very stressful. There's definitely a couple of nights I didn't get much sleep. I've been very fortunate, very lucky that within my business network and my community, they have been very proactive and sharing and liking my posts and trying to get this information out to the public as much as humanly possible. But it hasn't been easy, and having to ask family and friends, can you give me a loan until I get up and running again? You combine that with now me going for a mortgage, and they're seeing, this guy's got no money in his account, he can't regularly save. It's the impact is huge. The loss of earnings has been huge, because not only that, I've taken multiple days off work to try and fix this situation. So I'm also not able to do the new business and growth of my own business as well. So it's affected me massively personally and business wise.
We will also reach out to the other bodies you mentioned there, whether that be the Central Bank and Garda Síochána, and the Ombudsman as well. But the Department of Finance, I know they might say that they're independent of the Central Bank, etc. But would you like to see the government do something about this, Paul?
Absolutely. It's very hard to get information on Revolut. They've been very cautious when providing their year ends for the last few years. Now, I have been able to find a little bit more information in the UK on Revolut and similar hacks that have happened to other people. I think Barclays is a UK bank with tens of thousands of customers. Revolut will be smaller in the UK, yet in terms of hacks, Revolut has the most amount of hacks among any bank. Now, in Ireland, I'm not, because there's so little information out there, but I would love to see the Irish Central Bank clamp down on Revolut a little bit harder. There doesn't seem to be a huge amount of pressure there. The fact that there's no real people to deal with this side of things just seems to be a massive loophole for Revolut. Now, I really think the ICB needs to come down a lot harder on Revolut.
Do you have another bank that you can transfer the majority of your money into in the interim, Paul?
Yes, I do. So thankfully, I've got a Bank of Ireland account. One of the most important things for me now, and Alan Duggan and Bank of Ireland has been very helpful of me setting up a new business bank account for my business, because that's the most important, to get the funds out of my business bank account in Revolut and put it into a Bank of Ireland bank account where I know it's protected under the ICB laws.
Because of course the main banks in Ireland are setting up their own version of Revolut, and that's in the mix now as well, so that probably gives you another option.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I would have been very tech first, and I love the capabilities and how quick and fast it was. However, that's completely meaningless. All of that means nothing if your money isn't protected, and that's all people want to be sure of, that their money is safe and secure, and if anything like this happens, that their bank does stand over them.
Do you hope you can get that money back?
I don't know. I am hopeful, but I have other fellow business people that have reached out to me recently and said, look, I've had 15,000, 20,000 taken out of my business account. I've followed up and I've heard nothing and I haven't been able to do anything. So when you hear stories like that, you do kind of lose a little bit of hope. But I think the main thing for me, I've had so many people contact and reaching out, I've been really want to build a case for this and bring more of this to the attention of the ICB.
I know you're waiting to get information back from Revolut. How far are you willing to go with this, Paul? Will you go legal with this?
Yes, completely, absolutely. I'm going to go all the way. It's a large amount of money. It's also on principle the fact that I've heard so many like heart-wrenching stories of this happening to people, not personal accounts and business accounts, that it just feels like this needs to be brought to the attention on a national level, you know.
Well, as I said, we will reach out to Revolut, the Central Bank, and Garda Síochána and the Department of Finance and the Ombudsman on this. But Paul Anthony Walsh, the founder of Atir Digital, we wish you all the best, and to all your employees as well. And thank you for sharing your story with us on Galway Talks this morning.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it.
Look after yourself, Paul. We're coming back this morning and we're looking back at Special Congress as all the efforts